In New York today, new video of Wendy Williams with the NYPD at her side.
Wendy, how you feeling today? I know you said that you needed help.
Did Wendy Williams just drop the real names of the people who messed with her health? They really thought they could take her down, keep her quiet, and clean out her bank. But guess what? Wendy's back and she's spilling everything loud and clear. The streets are buzzing that some folks deliberately made Wendy sick just to shut her up and grab her fortune. Word is, they pumped her with heavy stuff for months until her body couldn't take it anymore. Her son even tried to sound the alarm, but people clowned him, thinking he was after her money, when in reality, he was the only one trying to save her. Now all eyes are on Wendy's court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, and the internet is not holding back. Fans are saying she was paid off to keep Wendy in a weak state. Reports even claim that before Sabrina stepped in, Wendy was actually getting better. But as soon as she took over, everything went south fast. And to top it all off, Sabrina allegedly cooked up that fake story about Wendy being permanently incapacitated, when the truth is, Wendy was never gone like they claimed. People were already side-eyeing Sabrina long before this mess blew up. Weeks earlier, reports said Wendy was actually improving. So how did she magically go from getting better to being completely incapacitated? Girl, please. If the goal was to keep her under guardianship just to keep cashing in, then just say that. Fans are also reminding everyone that Wendy herself accused Sabrina of stealing from her. Even Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., spoke out, claiming doctors told them Wendy's dementia was alcohol-induced. Yet, instead of protecting her, Sabrina was allegedly still letting her drink. Like, what kind of guardian does that? And here's the real shady part. While all this was going down, Wendy's family couldn't even see her. Doesn't that scream suspicious? Sabrina had full control over everything. Wendy's money, her health, her access to people, all of it. It's wild to think someone who's supposed to care for her might have been feeding her poison instead of protection. Something about this story just doesn't sit right.
Like the guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom. As long as she has people around who are yes people, I know that she's not getting the help that she needs or getting better. I'm afraid that she could die.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son.
So when Sabrina came out claiming Wendy was permanently incapacitated, Kevin wasn't having it. Not one bit. He called her out and straight up accused her of making the whole thing up. He even dropped a bold comment on the Shade Room to set the record straight. And guess what? Kevin wasn't lying. Not long after that, Wendy was spotted out and about, shopping at a holistic store in New Jersey, looking alive and well. She was walking on her own, smiling, and even took pictures with one of the employees. Witnesses said Wendy looked totally fine, like her old self again. She even hung out with some fans afterward, chatting it up like nothing ever happened. There was absolutely nothing incapacitated about her. The woman was glowing and proving everybody wrong.
How you doing, Wendy Williams? How you doing, baby? You look good.
Wendy's tried over and over to break free from that guardianship. But baby, the higher-ups are working overtime to keep her locked in. It's like every time she tries to stand up for herself, someone powerful pulls the strings to shut her right back down. People are even comparing her situation to Britney Spears and Kanye West, saying Wendy's being kept sick on purpose just to control her. And if you remember, Britney told the court her own family filled her up with heavy doses of lithium, then turned around and used it as proof she was unstable. Sounds way too familiar, doesn't it?
And I would honestly like to sue my family. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world, what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me by making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself. My attorney says I can't, it's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me, and by not saying anything is saying it's okay. It's not okay.
Kanye spoke up about the same thing too, saying they drugged him just to make him look crazy, even though he wasn't sick at all. They tried to twist his image and label him when he was just speaking truth.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. Asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount. And I refused to take this. That if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now.
Now, when it comes to who's really behind all this mess with Wendy, nobody knows for sure. But a whole lot of people got their fingers pointed at Diddy. And honestly, when you connect the dots, it kind of starts to make sense. Wendy rubbed Diddy the wrong way years ago when she went on air and dropped a bomb, claiming she got an email with photos of him on vacation in Mexico where another man was allegedly, doing something very personal to him. That moment blew up like wildfire, and ever since then, Diddy's been said to hold a grudge. Some folks believe that's exactly why Wendy's been catching all this heat now.
A story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy.
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like he was gay, something like that. She was gonna put it out.
And he didn't stop there. He continued with this wild story.
Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. He was fired.
Word on the street is, Diddy didn't just get mad, he took it there. Allegedly, he even sent people to pull up on Wendy at her job and rough her up. That's some wild, vengeful energy right there.
I remember I got off the air one day and them total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio stations looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. The little Chinese man that drove the van, they were coming. There was no security.
Now that's crazy. And she just keeps it coming.
And it was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my co-workers had shot standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody, everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because you know when the clock strikes, it's time to go. Before I knew it, out of nowhere. And there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, it's total outside. And they were about to set it on you.
And don't forget, back when 19-year-old Shine took the fall for that infamous club shooting tied to Diddy, Wendy was the only one bold enough to call it out. She questioned everything, demanding that both Diddy and J-Lo be properly investigated. Nobody else had the guts to say it, but Wendy did, loud and clear. She even spoke up about Diddy's messy relationship with Cassie years before Cassie finally walked away. Wendy saw the red flags before anyone else did. And that's exactly why so many believe Diddy's had it out for her ever since.
He ran out of the club so fast and got into the waiting SUV that it wasn't until he got into the truck that he realized that he left Jennifer behind, along with his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf. He just ran. You know, forget it. That's a true sign of the itch bag, by the way. You know, leaving his wife. I thought it was the unk bag. Well, eventually, Jennifer and Wolf made their way to the SUV without Puffy. Right. They ran 11 lights to elude the cops.
And the drama just keeps on coming.
Supposedly it was Puffy, although people are saying they saw a female hand tossing at the window. And then when the cops stopped them, they found a second, of course, in the car. Right. All 4 of the occupants, the driver, the bodyguard, Puffy and Jennifer, were handcuffed and taken down to the precinct. And eventually, Puffy and his bodyguard, Wolf, were overheard talking about their plot to bribe the driver to take the rap for the... And Puffy was overheard saying, and I quote, because the prosecutor said this, I can't go to jail, I'm Puff Daddy.
He was arrested with a deadly weapon.
They supposedly patched things up later on, or at least that's the story Diddy wanted everyone to believe. He played it smooth, like everything was all love again. just so no one would ever suspect him if anything shady went down with Wendy.
Puffy wants Cassie back. Oh, it's been all over social media. Puffy posted a picture of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life. Wrote, if anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. I suggest don't use social media, though, to reach out. I think this is a grand overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession, like a possession. And if you really care, then you reach out privately, not publicly.
Yeah, real bad blood.
The worst blood.
The worst blood. You almost wanted to run you out of New York at one point, right? Well, not run, like push you out of New York. He had you ran out. You give him full credit for that? Okay, cool. He had you ran out of New York.
In another tense interview between Wendy and Diddy, things got real uncomfortable. Fast. Out of nowhere, he mentioned her son during their chat, and the whole vibe instantly shifted. Wendy's face said it all. She looked nervous, almost shaken. Fans swear that moment wasn't random at all. They believe Diddy dropped her son's name on purpose, a quiet threat, a warning for her to keep his business out of her mouth. It felt like he was saying, stay in line, or else. Chills, right?
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You represent a lot.
So when news broke that Wendy had been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, the internet went wild with questions. People couldn't help but side-eye the whole thing, wondering if Diddy had a hand in it somehow. The timing just felt way too suspicious.
I'd say it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I want to just tell you how proud I am of you. Because I don't think you get enough credit for being the first one to really cover our culture, hip-hop culture and also hip-hop celebrities shedding light on our culture and our people, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Even while Wendy was battling her health issues, she didn't hesitate to let everyone know how thrilled she was when Diddy finally landed behind bars. But that joy didn't last long, because when she heard he was only getting 4 years, she was furious. Wendy jumped on Instagram and dropped a statement that hit hard. She wrote, "What is really weird is that I have been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it, including some people from my family who have said the same, to see this video on TV of Cassie getting pummeled. It was just horrific. But now you have to think how many more times, how many people, how many more women." Her words said it all. Pain, anger, and pure disbelief. Wendy wasn't holding anything back. It's just heartbreaking, honestly. Whatever they did to Wendy, it stripped her of her freedom. But one thing's for sure, that woman's voice is still loud and fearless. Even from a facility, Wendy's making sure people know exactly how she feels no matter who it offends. And the internet had plenty to say. One person wrote, "She needs to sue the crap out of the bank and everyone involved. No banking institution should ever be allowed to invoke a guardianship on someone." Another commented, "I hope she's freed from that guardianship and sues every single one of them who held her hostage and stole her money." It's wild how deep this goes. The lies, the control, the silence. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think about these claims that Wendy Williams was allegedly drugged into an illness? And do you think her guardian really had something to do with it like people are saying? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.